This is Yorkin, the Yoshkin, bringing you a video on the new Paper Mario that came out. Paper Mario, the Origami King. Well, I'm at least going to be talking about what I want out of this game, and that's about it, and how it can improve on the last few entries, because, while, despite if you love them or hate them, they did do something that was at least interesting, to say the least. First off, let's talk about Sticker Star. Sticker Star, I'll say it's a bad game, but I won't say I hate the game. Only because they've wanted to try something new doesn't mean because you want to try something new that it's going to be good all the time. Not defending Sticker Star, I just think that it was probably a bit rushed though. Well, I guess that does sound like it's defending, doesn't it? I feel like it was a bit rushed, and if they had probably a bit more time on it, they could have ironed out the kinks and people probably would have liked it a little bit better. The main problem with Sticker Star, well, there's two. First off, it felt like you needed a guide for the game. You couldn't really find out a lot of things on your own, so you would constantly look up guides for the game. And the second thing is the combat system. One of those things was fixed in Color Splash, which was you don't really need a guide for that game. The game's actually at least enjoyable when it comes to its puzzles and all that, but the combat system is roughly the same. You got items such as stickers or cards. Actually, I want to know, why did they decide to do a card system in the first place for Color Splash? But anywho, you got stickers and cards, and they're one-use items. So if you don't have any stickers or cards, you couldn't really attack. I mean, they had some really overpowered stickers and cards that you would like to hold for a while. Until you got to a boss, which if a boss needed a certain item or something like that, you wouldn't know until the end of it. So you whittle it down with all the standard stuff because you don't want to use the OP item right now. And then you'll beat the boss. This made these games basically unreplayable, because you had to go and fight the enemy a certain way, and it was kind of like no challenges you could do. More so in Color Splash and Sticker Star. In Sticker Star, you could have stayed at the initial HP of 20. In Color Splash, you were forced to actually get the maximum HP, which was 200. Alright, let's actually talk about this game. This game looks nice. Well, that's kind of a staple of the Paper Mario series. All the games look nice because it's Paper Mario. The only game that looks a bit dated is the original with its pixelized edges, but that's mostly because it's on the N64 more than anything else. But it still looks good for an N64 game. Alright, so the main bad guy is this guy. This guy is King Oily. Apparently he's the king of origami. And he's the main villain. He turned Peach into an origami Peach, and honestly, the style of origami in this game looks really nice. It looks really cool. So, again, stylized, I have no problem with the things. King Oily's his name, and he's kidnapped Bowser, folded him up. I guess he couldn't make him into an origami or something like that. We'll get more things when the game launches on July 17th, if I'm not mistaken. That's when this game comes out. Yeah, July 17th, if I can speak. It seems like Bowser's gonna be joining the fray with him and his minions trying to retake the Mushroom Kingdom, because King Oily decided to use his minions and turn them into his origami puppets. So, that's the thing. King Origami does have a relative that's going to be joining the fray on our side, his sister, Olivia. And hopefully we could save the Mushroom Kingdom and all that other stuff. Really, the story don't matter. Like, in Paper Mario games, won't be the first to say, but the story doesn't matter in Mario games. It's more about the adventure and the journey to the end plot. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people really love Thousand Year Door, is because the plot is roughly the same with a couple of bells and whistles added to it. Peach gets kidnapped, Mario has to go get 7 things, and you battle the bad guy at the end. End of story. The thing that made Thousand Year Door and the original different was the locales you went to. You went to this old, rough port town called Rogueport with a guillotine in the center of the town square. It's actually a bit dark for if you think about it. And the locales you went first, you went to like a normal grass playing field with a castle that you had to beat a dragon in. They decided to rip up a Pokemon with all of its names. Then you went to this like freaking monogram forest that looks really cool. Then you got to fight in a arena and stuff. Yeah, all those things, like, it makes the game interesting with all of its locales. Hey, I can at least give Color Splash something. It at least kept me on my toes about what places we were going to. At first, it was just a typical grassland with the castle in the background. That was the first one, but the second area was pretty nice. We actually got to go to a hidden mansion and all that, but you could say the same for Sticker Star. They did the same thing, roughly, and it was probably the best part about Sticker Star was going to that mansion. You also got to go, like, the last area you went to before the final boss was in Color Splash, was going through a circus, and it was pretty fun. You got to fight one of the Koopalings. I don't think they're going to be returning in this game. If so, they might return as comedic relief. They're going to go for the humor of the game, mostly, which isn't a bad thing to do. But I hope the locales are memorable. It looks like through the screenshots they're showing it's going to be nice. But the thing I don't think they're going to be improving on that much is probably the combat system. So apparently there's this ring-based system, and, well, it looks interesting. It has a time limit on it. You're supposed to line up enemies so you can do maximum damage in that. And it doesn't look like I'm going to be much of a fan of this. I really would like if they went back to, like, the traditional badge system. Or at least where they had, like, up to 5 enemies in a row, and I can actually pick and choose what enemy I want to knock out first. With how the health is in this game, it looks like they're going with a Color Splash route where they force you to have mandatory health, so no Danger Mario runs, unfortunately. And that's kind of what I mean, is I don't think this game is going to be replayable. At least not as the first two were. The first two, you had a combat system that you could either limit yourself or do challenge runs or do something different during each boss fight. And I really hope that they don't make a boss fight where you have to have a certain item to beat it. Like, that gets annoying and stale. I don't mind if they made the boss fight easier if you have the item, but don't make the boss fight virtually impossible if you don't have the item. Like, alright, a great example is Huff and Puff, right? Huff and Puff from Chapter 6 in the original Paper Mario game. He is a tough boss fight. He's actually one of the tougher boss fights, if not the toughest boss fight in the game if you're playing through it normally for the first time, right? He does a ton of damage, and once you do damage to him, he splits off into little mini Huff and Puffs, and he can heal himself and attack you and all that. But there is a way to actually make the boss fight a lot easier. That would be with Chill Out, and like, if you can make the boss fight easier with, like, little funny things or little strategies that you can use, I think it'll be interesting. It'll make the game replayable. Like, oh man, I didn't know you could do that. I can go back, I can play through the game again and see if it actually works. Or maybe this might work now that I see that this thing is really freaking strong. Hopefully that's the case. I at least hope they make the boss fights more enjoyable, but maybe this ring-based system will make boss fights fun, hopefully, because you can see one of the bosses is probably going to be this turtle right here, this origami turtle, but maybe, like, he's gonna be big, so is he gonna be on multiple squares? Or maybe, like, I can see how they can make this ring system pretty fun and interesting. Like, I could see this turtle right here, right? You have to knock his hands to lower his defenses and flip him or something like that. So you have to hit his hands first, and then it flips him around and you can do more damage. I can see where it can be interesting. It's just, I hope they can execute it right. Like, I hope that they make these boss fights fun. But I hope that it's not required that you do this, but it is recommended, or if you find out it's really good. Like, maybe they might make this. I'm hoping they make this game fun. Like, I'm a bit optimistic. Oh, like, Color Splash wasn't the worst thing in the world. It was enjoyable. I don't think it was on the level of even the first game, but it was at least fun. Everything but the combat system. Alright, that was Paper Mario the Origami King. Hopefully this game is fun. If you have stuck in around to this video this long, could you drop down in the comment section and tell me how you feel about this game? I don't know, it might be fun. It looks good, but that's every Paper Mario game. I don't know how to feel about the combat system, and hopefully they got some good locales that we go to. If Color Splash is any indicator, then we might have some fun locales that we go to. But all in all, I think this game is coming out fast. I think the reason why they showed us the trailer and this game comes out, 2 months from now? Is because they didn't want the backlash from Color Splash. Because the Color Splash trailer really hit them, was like, oh, I didn't think people didn't like this. So why don't we release the trailer now? And then in 2 months, we'll actually release the game. Done deal. And I'm surprised that this game, well, we did get leaks and saying that they were making a Paper Mario game. Well, we did get leaks. We didn't actually see anything about it. And that's surprising when we get Nintendo leaks. We usually almost get the entire plot of the game leaked when we get a Nintendo leak. But this time, it seems like it's gonna be fun. It could be fun. Maybe. Hopefully. Hopefully that combat system's good. Or we got good stages. But anyway, this has been your Ken, the Yoshkin, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.